Jacob Woods. Jacob, the rain passes up today, but we have another system coming.
That's exactly right. Well, at least thankfully the storms last night into early this morning moved through with enough speed and enough moisture and robbing a lot of that instability that it kept us dry for the rest of the afternoon. Turned out to be a pretty gorgeous day. Well, it's not going to last forever. As we go into Monday, we're weather aware again, this time going to be primarily focusing on the afternoon and the evening time frame for these risks right here. The same risk that we've been dealing with for the last several weeks, damaging winds 60+ miles per hour possible. That's not widespread compared to the storms that we saw come through here on Saturday afternoon. These will be more isolated, localized pockets of intense winds, and a few of you seeing up to potentially quarter size or 1 inch larger hail. And again, still going to be monitoring for this risk of local minor flooding with at least a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of additional rain in store for just about all of us across central Alabama. So here's that level 2 out of 5, slight risk covering a really good portion of the southeast and also just about the entire state of Alabama here. There is some talk over at the Storm Prediction Center there in Norman, Oklahoma, that they may upgrade portions of central Mississippi and central Alabama into an enhanced level 3 out of 5 risk as we go into tomorrow morning's update. We'll watch that closely. Of course, Alex Puckett will be in the morning here to give you an update on that if that is going to be the case. That would only really say that we have a higher confidence of seeing those threats that we just talked about for the damaging winds and the hail. But speaking of the storms that we saw coming through here on Saturday, still a good bit of the region, at least around 5,000 customers or so, 2,500 here in Jefferson County, still without power. So this is a far cry from the over 100,000 customers at this point yesterday that were still without power. So still going to be watching those communities closely. We still could be looking at a threat for some more downed trees and power outages with those storms coming our way for tomorrow. But we are quiet as we look over downtown Birmingham at this 10 o'clock hour from our BJCC camera. Temperature sitting in the mid-70s right now. It is awfully muggy. The dew point not too far away from that temperature there at around 69 degrees. As we look at the satellite and radar, we are dry and we're going to stay dry for the rest of tonight. There is a very weak outflow boundary here, more like a cold front trying to move a little bit further south. Not much of a moisture or temperature gradient here, but it is having a little bit more dry air in the middle to upper levels to keep things quiet. Temperatures in the lower to middle 70s area wide, and we're going to be dropping into the upper 60s to lower 70s, around 69 for an overnight low here in town with some patchy fog developing. You'll have to watch out for that Monday morning commute. It's not going to be widespread, but for those of you that do run into some of that fog, it could be a little bit on the dense side. So here we go, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're starting the clock there. Temperature is going to be near 70. A couple of downpours dotting radar as early as 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. As we go into the mid to late afternoon, we'll have maybe one decaying line of storms kind of fizzle out across the region, and then look off to our west. New showers and storms becoming intense very quickly and starting to push off towards the east, approaching Birmingham as we go into the evening rush hour. This is going to be when we're weather aware for those risks for severe storms, and we are going to be watching out for, again, the potential of some localized flooding. Additional rainfall totals across the area ranging between around a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of rain. The good news is as we go into at least Tuesday and Wednesday, this more muggy air is going to push off towards the south and east. Some drier air is going to push in from the north, and that at least keeps rain chances closer to around 20% as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. We start to increase those rain chances again by Thursday, Friday, and going into the upcoming weekend. Temperatures getting close to 90, but feeling like it's closer to 100. Sydney?
All right, Jacob, still ahead.